Hi everyone, it's Cheese. I played a conjurer as basically a healing class. First impressions, pretty much from level, let's say 1 to 15. Um, they should have a better introductory of like how to get around, so to speak. The actual UI system, you can move around, but there is no global scaling on it. That's one thing that for me was a downer. As far as customization is concerned. Also, too, when you're trying to move, just basically get your bars all set up and where you want things. They should have it to be more maneuverable and customizable. So I guess that kind of is a nutshell. As far as going to NPCs, none of the actual NPCs, like in other MMOs, have any talking, so you're physically reading everything that's going on, which, depending on what kind of gamer you are, if you like to read, it's fantastic, but if you have a short amount of time, you're coming home from work or whatever, you really do not want to read, and you just want to listen and just get on with the game. So, as far as that goes, that was a big downer. Can't say if they're going to do that later on or not. I'm hoping so. Right now, I'm kind of so-so about the game playing beta. There was a lot of lag issues, a lot of closing out the launcher, but obviously it was beta, so I'm assuming they were aware of it. Did submit several bug reports. Um, as far as everything else goes, for the duty finder, which is kind of like your dungeons or your queue, they could have made that a little more simpler and a lot quicker. I did attempt it. It wasn't. The graphics on the game are great. Going through the items is great. It's very confusing if you played other MMOs, such as like WoW, Star Wars, Rift, so on and so forth. Um, as far as how you can level up a character and just get to what you need to, you actually have more than what you in-depth detail of an actual character. So instead of doing like leveling 1 to 15 or 1 to 20, you're doing that 3 or 4 times just to get to what you need to be done as far as what class you want to acquire or accomplish. So the explanations were not there. Crafting is um, pretty decent. Um, they can actually make it simpler where you can start getting all the stuff prior to and maybe leveling as you're leveling, but we'll see how that goes later on. So far, so. It's a 50-50 shot. I could see more people going to ESO versus Final Fantasy, to be quite frank. Um, or they might just stay in other MMOs until then, but we'll see. So that's my impressions. Thanks, guys.
All right, and Yoga, what are your first impressions of Final Fantasy Realm Reborn?
The game seems fun. It's something new to do. Um, so far, all the way to level 14, 15 seems to be okay. At level 15, we start getting lack of missions, which it can get a little bit frustrating if you want to level up. You have to start queuing up for stuff, and you're pretty much depending on other players to join and be able to get the stuff done. Um, some of the enemies that you need to find for your hunting log are not really there when you look for them, and you can spend like a good amount of time looking for them, and the enemies might not be there. Um, other than that, the game looks good. Seems to be okay. It's very much different than your regular MMOs. So if you're up for something new, it's a good game.
All right, a quick rating, 1 to 5. What do you guys think the game should be rated? Chi, you can go ahead and go first.
I'm gonna say 5 right now because it's still up in the air. They need to do a lot of tweaking and a lot of
5 times 2 is 2.
maximization. So 5, 5 in a good way. It's something that you can play if you're trying to kill time waiting for another game to come out. I could see that happening.
All right, and Yoga, 1 to 5 rating. What would yours be?
3.
All right, so other people get on, I will go ahead and see what they think, see if I can get first impressions from them as they filter through throughout the day, and I'll get back with you. Alright guys, I'm here with Ruse, and he's going to be giving you his first impressions of Final Fantasy Realm Reborn. Ruse, why don't you go ahead and start and give us your first impressions?
I think the game is going to be solid. So far, the storyline looks like it's each person's playing the same storyline, but it just looks like there's a lot of content in the game. My problem right now is that they're not really sure of the bugs that are walking with the game, but then again, it's a beta. Um, I'm excited. I'm quitting other MMOs to play this game.
Alright, your overall rating, 1 through 5, what would you give it right at this point?
At this point, I give it a 4.
Not bad, not bad. Is there anything else you want to add before we call this one and done?
I suggest anybody to try it. They really do call it a Realm Reborn for nothing. I mean, they really did rebirth this game.
Alright, well, I'd like to thank you for your first impressions. That again was Ruse. He'll be playing Final Fantasy Realm Reborn with all of us. Alright, I'm here with Twilight Bellanina. He's going to give you his first impressions. So, Twilight, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody your first impressions of Stage 4 Beta and what you think of the game so far?
Well, basically, what I think of the game so far is, in terms of like new content and stuff from like other games that you might see out there. I think the best thing that they're doing with this game is the fact that you can pretty much make your character whatever you want it to be. Like you don't like other games will lock you into a certain role for that character, and that's it. Like no matter what, you can't change it. In this game, if you want to start off as a healer, you can start off and heal. That's fine. But if you turn out you don't like healing and you want to tank, you can just switch your character over to the tanking character and level that up. And so basically, you can do anything you want in this game, anything at all. And crafting is sort of interesting. I mean, it's all about like mini games and stuff, or like I'm going to pick on Star Wars right now because that's the game I was coming from. In Star Wars, you sent your companion off to do your crafting for you, and pretty much that was it. In this game, it's much more interactive. Like you actually do go through the whole forging process, and there's things you can do to try to make the item come out better, and stuff like that. So I didn't play the original version of this Final Fantasy XIV, the original launch, because it got such bad reviews, but honestly, I'm impressed with this game. I like it, and I think I'm gonna stick with it and see what the end game's like. And that's my first.
All right. So, if from a rating of 1 to 5, what would you give the game at this point in the game?
I'd give it an 8, solid 8.
An 8 out of 1.5 out of 1 through 5?
I thought, not bad, man. All right, 4.
A 4? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you giving me your time and everything, and I look forward to seeing you in Final Fantasy, man.
All right, thanks, man.
I would like to apologize for my voice at the beginning of it being so low. We had an audio error, as you can guess. That was everybody I could also get a hold of because it was the final day of beta, and a lot of people were having certain errors, and which is expected during a beta. My final opinion on the game is it's definitely a 4 out of 5, and you should give it a try. I mean, it's visually just stunning. We personally will be running a guild on Diablo's server, North America, of course. If you're interested in playing, just hit me up on YouTube and we'll get in contact with you. We have a webpage I'll probably put in the description when it's finished. And hey, hit me up if you're interested. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if it did anything to help you.